A while back, I was at a lunch and learn, and people were asking questions at the end of the lunch and learn. And this lady said, "What's the best way to sleep?" And this guy in the room yelled out, "Spooning!" We got a good chuckle out of that. And if spooning works for you, great. Wake up feeling great, wonderful. But for everybody else, what we're going to go over today is the ways that you should focus on sleeping. If you want your neck and your back to feel as good as possible, what you should look for in a good pillow. So my name is Dr. David Krohse. This is Sherry.
Hello.
We're from Compass Chiropractic down in the southeast corner of Clive. And essentially, Sherry, let's have you go ahead and grab the camera there. So there are some things that have a predictable outcome. So if you fall asleep on a plane or in a car with your head all the way to the side, you're likely to wake up with a pinch. And first off, let's explain what the bad positions of sleeping do. So get close enough where you can see the spine here. So if this person falls asleep and this lower neck joint right here is stretched out fully, they fall asleep in a car, go ahead and come around to the side a little bit. That area would fill in with swelling. Your spine has 132 joints, but let's say that joint right there is stretched out. It fills in with swelling. When that person comes back to normal, that swelling pushes on some pain-sensing nerves, and it can squish that bigger nerve that comes out right next to that joint there, and that's totally predictable. So when people sleep in bed, if they sleep all the way like this, or let's say you fall asleep on the sofa watching a movie and your head's up on a headrest and your head is all the way forward, that's going to stretch out the joints on both sides of the spine. That's going to cause you to wake up in pain. And then I've had people that come in and they say, the only way that I'm able to sleep, I've truly had people say this, they say the only way that I'm able to sleep is I have to lie face down, then I got to turn my head all the way to the side, and then I got to put a pillow under here. And so that's something that, a 14-year-old might be able to get away with that because their spine, their structures in their spine are perfect. But as we age, a lot of us develop some different issues in the spine that make it where that's not an option. So we have to guide people in ways to sleep better that don't aggravate the spine. So let's take a quick look at what we can see when we do a thorough exam that gives us some guidance and clarity about why a person should sleep a certain way. So Sherry, go ahead and zoom in on these pictures here. This is a normal picture-perfect neck. And we can see that the discs all have perfect spacing. There's no rough corners. Now this is my neck right here, and I have some arthritic change down at C5 to 6. And in my situation, I was a very active kid. I certainly did some headers over a bike when I was riding. But I do look at that and point at one specific time. I was at a concert, and everybody was doing crowd surfing, so they were jumping off the stage and floating around above people's shoulders. And most people, they do it and people would let them down easy, but I gave it a try and I got dropped onto my head from up above people's shoulders. So my entire body weight slammed my neck forward, and essentially as a result, it's now 22 years later and I have some arthritic change there. And then this is Sherry's neck right here. So the lower neck has significant amounts of arthritic change. In this picture of the mouth here, I have that there because if somebody smiled and we saw that their teeth looked like that, instantly we would understand why they might have some pain. When we look at Sherry's and my necks here, we can understand that this lower neck region isn't going to move as well as it should be able to if everything was picture perfect. And we can understand that we have to be more diligent about how we sleep.